Over the winter break, while we were still home, we took a day trip to Massanutten to ski it for the first time. I'm honestly surprised I'd never skied it until earlier this year, but here we are. Massanutten is a four-season resort located in Virginia's Shenandoah Valley and is easily accessible from many cities, including DC. Massanutten has a 1,175-foot vertical drop, which is one of the largest drops in the region. There are 4 main chairlifts spread across many different levels of terrain, plus several new trails that were cut in the last few years. Alright, let's dive right in. Without further ado,
We're doing skiing lifts and rides, and this is every lift at Massanutten ranked.
4. Easy Rider. This is the main beginner chairlift at the Nut, but it's a solid one. This lift has a loading conveyor which helps with efficiency, and the speed is okay. There isn't much substance with this lift, but Lower Nuttenhood features a mini terrain park. You can also get to the Ridge Triple without taking the Creekside chair.
3. Creekside. I feel like I'm being very generous with the placement of this lift because I'm personally not the biggest fan of this lift, but this is an important lift in the lineup. First off, it is the main out-of-base lift, and second, this lift provides direct access to the Peak Express. Now yes, you can theoretically get to some intermediate runs from this lift, but that means you'll have to take the Peak Express or Ridge Triple to get to those runs. So the lift really only serves one run: Southern Comfort. So exciting! Even though this lift has a loading conveyor, it slows and stops quite often, which makes getting out of the base area really annoying, especially on busy days. I really hope this gets replaced with a high-speed lift in the coming years so the stops don't happen as often, but we'll just have to wait and see.
2. Ridge. This Stoppelmeyer triple serves most of the intermediate runs at the Nut, as well as some advanced runs like Mac Attack. In 2024, a new trail will be cut to the looker's left of this lift called Cruisin'. There is a mid station for unloading, but everything above the mid is basically the same, but a bit steeper. This lift also provides indirect access to the Peak Express via Mass Transit and Yeehaw. And if Pack Setter's open, that gets you down to the terrain park. This lift takes the cake for intermediate terrain, and it is great for those who want to move on from the beginning runs at the bottom, but are not yet ready for the peak runs.
1. Peak Express. By now it's pretty obvious which lift was taking the number 1 spot, but this lift features some of the best terrain at the resort. You got the original runs Diamond Gym and Paradise, but recently 4 new trails have been cut. Mueller's Mile, Slot, and Ridgecrest were cut in 2022, and a new double black diamond called No Hesitation was cut last summer. Mueller's Mile is a great one that utilizes an S-shape with some fun switchbacks and shortcut opportunities. Diamond Gym is the main run off this lift, starting off fairly mellow and getting steeper the further down you go. Paradise almost does the same thing, but that wasn't open while we were there. Slot takes you under the lower lift line. No Hesitation runs throughout the whole lift line, and Ridgecrest puts you near the top of lift 5. The lift itself is a huge improvement over the fixed script quad. Granted, I only rode it during the summer, but still, you get to the top in just under 4 minutes. If you ski Massanutten on a weekday, there's almost no line, which is just perfect.
Massanutten is sort of like Wintergreen in that the mountain is divided into different sections with different difficulty levels, but everything is on one main mountain face instead of 3 separate sections. On one hand, it makes things kind of cluttered, but on the other hand, it really makes it much easier to navigate the mountain, and there's not one required lift to leave a certain section of the mountain.
Massanutten is very similar to Sugar Mountain in terms of how the mountain is set up. The only major difference is that it takes 2 lifts to get from the base to the summit of Massanutten instead of just 1 lift at Sugar. And that will do for today's video. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed this, and share your thoughts in the comments as always. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have an awesome day. Until next time.